Well, guys, we made it. It is now officially 2026. I know I'm like several days late to say that. I should have said that back in like New Year's, but this year will be a whole new year with a whole lot of new content. Like, I'm talking GTA 6, I'm talking Adventures Doomsday, I'm talking the World Cup, talking Toy Story 5. Yeah, I know it's a lot. A whole lot more than what I just mentioned. And, I think I'm forgetting something. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Like, what is it? It's like a guy in a red and blue costume. Who is this guy? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I haven't forgot, guys. This is the year where we see the return of the MCU Spider-Man. We have not seen Brody since like 2021. I was still in high school when No Way Home even came out. And man, looking back, those were some peak times. Like, this movie is going to be pretty different. Like, pretty different from what we already seen. So, first, the characters. As for the most part, some of these guys we already know already, but some are pretty new. Like, for example, we haven't seen Punisher on the big screen since like 2008, and we're going to be seeing Hulk again for the first time since She-Hulk. And oh yeah, I didn't forget about you, Scorpion. We'll get to you later. Also, the man that directed Shang-Chi himself, Destin Daniel Cretton, will be the one making this movie. Now, if you have seen Shang-Chi, you know this movie is going to have the sauce. Well, the reason I say that is because the fight scenes and the visuals in that movie are absolutely immaculate. The fight choreography will have that Marvel sauce. Like, I'm talking the fights from Winter Soldier type of sauce. Okay, so now it's time to get into why you really clicked on this video. So, as we know, filming wrapped like last month. So, these are just some personal thoughts and, wishes that I would like to see when it releases on July. So as of now, we know Hulk is going to be in this, and I wonder how he will fit into this story. What would be cool is to see the OG Hulk back to his original form. Like, I'm talking pre-Infinity War Hulk. The one that actually smashed things. The one that was actually angry. Like, remember when he literally strangled Abomination almost to death in his only first movie in the MCU? Like, this is the same guy. But I would not be surprised if we saw more of that, Professor Hulk. Yes, that one. As for
Damn.
seeing Frank Castle himself here, seeing him and Spider-Man meet up will be an interesting watch since they both have different morals. I feel like they will have a pretty weird alliance here since obviously Peter is against killing. Frank is not really your traditional hero. He's not your usual friendly Boy Scout since he's like a traumatized war veteran that likes watching criminals bleed. So since Spidey's like, nah, we gotta help everybody, but then you got Frank over here like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. Also, Sadie Sink, who played Max from Stranger Things, is going to be in it. So I'm curious to see how she would fit into this, but we don't know much of her role yet. So we're just going to wait and let time tell. But honestly, I don't have a problem with it. Also, MJ's coming back, and I'm honestly not that surprised since what is Spider-Man without MJ? I mean, there is Gwen Stacy and Black Cat. Oh yeah, also Ned probably going to be in this one too. And he was like one of the best in the last trilogy, so I will not be shocked if they bring him back. Okay, now as for the actual story, this one really grabs my eye since I'm sure all of you may know by now in the last movie, Doctor Strange's spell made everyone forget who Peter was. So now he's like alone and broke with no family and friends and barely any money. So I feel like as like a personal theory, they're going to give him the Spider-Man 2 treatment in this one. Because, in that movie, Peter was basically going through it with his girl getting taken and his friend embarrassing him, losing his powers, and also he was broke. So we could probably get a scene like this. You see, that's true Peter Parker right there. Now, as for the villains, we know Michael Mando is going to be coming back, so we're finally going to get to see Scorpion on the big screen. Something we've been waiting for since that post-credit scene from Homecoming back in like 2017. Almost 10 years ago, and I don't know too much about Scorpion. The most exposure I had with him is from the game that you're seeing me play right now. Since in Homecoming, he worked for Vulture, who is currently in a different universe hanging out with Morbius. So I'm interested to see how he would look and act in this since I'm so used to seeing him as Nacho from Better Call Saul. Also, Tombstone's going to be in this one, and man, he is one big scary guy, so I'm thinking he's going to play like a kingpin type of role in this story. Now, what would be cool is they already move away from the Iron Man tech and the Avengers related stuff like we saw in the last trilogy, which I'm already assuming they're already going to do. So I'm thinking we should let Peter be like a regular, street level Spider-Man like Toby and Andrew was. And which I'm already assuming they're already gonna do given the context of the set photos and behind the scenes and stuff like that. Also continuing to show Peter juggle with being Spider-Man will be pretty nice as well. Since, Peter's still a pretty young guy, so it'll be cool to have a protagonist to relate to, for the 20-year-olds out there. Now, as I'm recording this in January 2026, this is the most info and thoughts I have so far. So obviously there's no trailers, no teasers, no nothing, just set photos. So this is the most I can say for now. But if you like that, you can check out my last video where I talked about the anticipation of the Doomsday movie coming out in December. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.